the Milwaukee Bucks jump over the Golden State Warriors to reclaim the top spot in this week's updated NBA Power Rankings. Follow Tommy Beer on Twitter, @TommyBeer1. Milwaukee Bucks record, 45-14. Giannis Antetokounmpo's case for MVP continues to get stronger and stronger. Not only do the Bucks have the league's best record, a full 3 games ahead of the Warriors, but they are 18-1 in their last 19 games with Antetokounmpo in the lineup, with 12 of those 19 games being played away from home. They are 23-2 in his Antetokounmpo's last 25 appearances. During that stretch, Milwaukee is 0-2 in the 2 games he sat out. Over the Bucks' previous 6 games, Giannis is averaging 31.8 points, 13.5 rebounds, 6.8 assists, 1.7 made three-pointers and 1.5 blocks. Most impressively, he's shooting a scorching 64.5% from the floor and 58.8% from downtown. Yes, 10 of 17 from three-point range. It's scary to think what happens if he consistently starts knocking down trifectas. 2. Golden State Warriors record, 42-17. The Warriors surprisingly lost to a Rockets team that was playing without James Harden on Saturday night. In addition, Draymond Green said he sprained his ankle in the third quarter and tweaked it again in the fourth, which resulted in him limping to the locker room. However, Green was able to practice fully on Sunday, and coach Steve Kerr said that Draymond is probable for Monday's game versus the Hornets. 3. Denver Nuggets record, 41-18. The Nuggets cruise to an easy 123-96 victory over the Clippers on Sunday. Denver got a throwback performance from Paul Millsap, who tallied 21 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks and 2 three-pointer in 32 minutes. Gary Harris, who returned Friday after missing 7 games with a right adductor strain, also looked healthy and fresh in the win. He came off the bench and scored 14 points in 22 minutes. 4. Toronto Raptors record, 44-17. The Raps, who hadn't lost since late January, had their 7-game winning streak snapped on Sunday in a disappointing defeat to the Magic at home. After scoring 25 points, including many critical buckets down the stretch on Friday and a big win over the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard did not play Sunday afternoon. However, coach Nick Nurse did say that Kawhi will return to action on Tuesday night when the Raps host Boston. 5. Oklahoma City Thunder record, 38-21. Russell Westbrook was slacking last week. He played in 2 games and didn't record a triple-double in either one. The nerve of this man. However, he has scored more than 40 points, grabbed at least 10 rebounds and knocked down 4 or more three-pointers in 3 straight games. For Basketball Reference, that's the longest such streak in NBA history. And over OKC's last 13 games, he is averaging 25.0 points, 13.2 rebounds and 12.4 assists. 6. Philadelphia 76ers record, 38-22. In the Sixers' loss to the Blazers on Saturday afternoon, Jimmy Butler was 5 of 9 from the floor. It was the 7th straight game in which Butler has attempted fewer than 15 shots, which is his longest such streak since 2015. In the 6 games Philly has played since trading for Tobias Harris, Butler is averaging 10 field goal attempts per contest. He averaged 15.5 FG attempts per game from 2014 through 2018. I can't help but wonder if Jimmy Buckets, who has never been afraid to express his frustration, might begin to hint he wants a greater share of the offensive load in Philly. 7. Portland Trail Blazers record, 36-23. Dating back to the final game before the All-Star break, the Blazers have reeled off 3 straight impressive victories. They beat the Warriors at home and then won the first 2 games of a daunting 7-game road trip by knocking off the Nets in Brooklyn and the Sixers in Philadelphia. 8. Indiana Pacers record, 40-20. Looking to take advantage of an easy part of their schedule, the Pacers won each of their first 2 games coming out of the All-Star break, beating the Pelicans and Wizards. They are 8-1 over their last 9 games. And each of Indiana's next 5 opponents also has a losing record: Pistons, Mavericks, Timberwolves, Magic and Bulls. 9. Houston Rockets record, 34-25. The Warriors were double-digit favorites versus the Rockets in Golden State on Saturday night. Then it was announced that Houston's best player, and one of the NBA's leading MVP candidates, James Harden, would be sidelined. Most folks tuning into the nationally televised game on ABC expected the Warriors to win easily. However, the Rockets pulled off the stunning upset, 118-112. Houston is now 3-0 versus Golden State this season. They're just the second team, joining the 2017-18 Jazz, to beat the Warriors 3 times in a single regular season since Steve Kerr was hired back in 2014. Per Houston reporter Jonathan Fegan, dating back to 2016-17, the Rockets have won 5 games in Oracle, including playoffs. No other visiting team has won more than twice. 10. Boston Celtics record, 37-23. After an embarrassing 10-point loss to the Bulls on Saturday, the Celtics are now 37-23 on the season. Back in early October, Boston's over-under number in Las Vegas was set at 59.5. With just 22 games left, they won't reach 60, even if they close out the year winning 22 consecutive contests. Of their 22 remaining games, 13 of those will be against teams that currently have winning records. 11. Utah Jazz record, 33-26. After a brutal first-half schedule, the Jazz will be able to make up some ground in the West. According to NBA.com, Utah has the West's easiest remaining schedule, with a league-high 16 games against teams that currently have losing records. Their longest remaining road trip is 4 games against 4 of the 5 worst teams in the Eastern Conference. 12. LA Clippers record, 33-28. The Clippers were dropped by the Nuggets on Sunday, but Los Angeles has not lost 2 straight games since January. They will look to keep that streak alive by beating the Mavericks on Monday night. 13. San Antonio Spurs record, 33-28. The Knicks had lost 18 straight home games, and the Spurs are fighting tooth and nail for playoff position out west. So, we all expected San Antonio to walk away from Madison Square Garden with a win on Sunday night. However, New York got hot early, and the Spurs didn't have any answers. San Antonio is now 1-6 on their rodeo road trip, which wraps up Monday night in Brooklyn. Their only win was a 1-point victory over the hapless Grizzlies in Memphis. 14. Sacramento Kings record, 31-28. The Spurs and Clippers are tied for the 7th and 8th seeds in the West with identical 33-28 records. The Kings are just percentage points behind in 9th. Thus, if LA loses at home, on the second night of a back-to-back to Dallas on Monday, and San Antonio losses in Brooklyn, and the Kings beat the Wolves in Minnesota, then all 3 squads will be effectively tied for the last 2 playoff spots in the Western Conference. 15. Los Angeles Lakers record, 29-30. LeBron James declared that playoff mode had been activated following the All-Star break, but the Lakers got trounced on Saturday by a Pelicans team playing on the second night of a back-to-back, and playing without Anthony Davis. LA has just 2-5 over their last 7 games. This is the latest into a season LeBron has been under .500 since 2005 in Cleveland. 16. Brooklyn Nets record, 31-30. D'Angelo Russell celebrated his 23rd birthday in style on Saturday night. He scored a career-high with 40 points, including the final 12 points for the Nets, to carry them to an impressive victory over the Hornets in Charlotte. He also racked up 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block and 6 three-pointers. Dar joined Vince Carter and Kenny Anderson as one of only 3 Nets ever to tally 40 points, more than 5 assists and more than 5 made three-pointers in a single game. 17. Minnesota Timberwolves record, 28-31. Heading into last weekend, the Wolves had won 3 straight games versus the Clippers, Rockets and Knicks by at least 10 points, their longest streak of double-digit victories this season. However, they gave up 40 points to the Bucks in a loss on Saturday night. The good news is that Karl-Anthony Towns' concussion is listed as probable for Monday versus the Kings. Cat has missed each of Minnesota's previous 2 contests, the first 2 absences of his career, after being involved in a minor car accident last Thursday, 18. Detroit Pistons record, 28-30. It appeared the Pistons were sinking last month, but Detroit has righted the ship in February, winning 6 of their last 7 games. They host the Pacers on Monday, before traveling to San Antonio to take to the Spurs on Wednesday, 19. Orlando Magic record, 28-33. Orlando is rolling right now, having won 6 of their last 7 games. Their most recent victory was undeniably impressive, as they beat the Raptors by 15 points in Toronto. The Magic joined the Bucks and the Celtics as one of 3 Eastern Conference teams with multiple victories against Toronto this season. 20. Charlotte Hornets record, 28-31. The Hornets hold a slim lead on the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference but have a daunting task ahead of them in order to stay in playoff position. Charlotte has the East's toughest remaining schedule based on opponents' winning percentage. The Hornets still have to play the Warriors twice and have 5 games left against the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference. 21. Miami Heat record, 26-32. After losing each of the 2 games they played last week, the Heat have fallen to 6 games under .500 and 10th place in the Eastern Conference. They are chasing the Pistons, Hornets and Magic, and likely would lose tiebreakers to each of these 3 squads. 22. New Orleans Pelicans record, 27-34. The drama surrounding Anthony Davis has seemingly been unending over the last few weeks. Could that be one possible reason why the Pels tend to play better of late with AD on the bench? In the Pelicans' previous 7 games, they are 3-0 when Davis sits out or plays fewer than 16 minutes. They are 1-3 when AD plays more 20 minutes or more. 23. Washington Wizards record, 24-36. The Wizards are struggling again, losers of 4 straight games. However, Washington's lack of success this season can't be pinned on Bradley Beal. The Wizards' all-star shooting guard has been playing at an incredibly high level all year long. Beal has scored over 20 points in each of Washington's last 14 games. The only player with a longer active streak is James Harden, 24. Dallas Mavericks record, 26-33. Luka Doncic, the Mavs' spectacular rookie, is dealing with a sore right ankle and has been sidelined for each of Dallas' 2 games since the All-Star break. He is listed as questionable on the injury report for Monday's matchup against the Clippers. 25. Chicago Bulls record, 16-44. The Bulls are trending up, having won 4 of their past 6 contests. In Saturday's victory over the Celtics, Zach LaVine poured in a career-high 42 points and Lauri Markkanen also registered his career high with 35 points. According to the Elias Sports Bureau, LaVine and Markkanen are the first pair of Bulls teammates with 35 points in the same game since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on November 20, 1996. 26. Atlanta Hawks record, 20-40. Trae Young has been getting better and better as the year goes on. Over the Hawks' last 15 games, Young is averaging 20.9 points, 9.0 assists, 3.9 rebounds, and 2.5 threes. It's also important to note that he's been taking better care of the basketball. His turnover rate was above 20% for much of the season but is below 15% over the last month. 27. Memphis Grizzlies record, 23-38. Jonas Valanciunas has played 3 games with the Grizz and is averaging 20 points, 9.3 boards, 2.7 assists, and 1.0 block in 24.5 minutes, while shooting 59.1% from the floor in those 3 contests. In addition, Joakim Noah is showing signs of life down in Memphis. Over the Grizzlies' last 5 games, Noah is averaging 14.6 points on 57.1% shooting, 7.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists and 1.2 blocks. 28. Cleveland Cavaliers record, 14-46. Kevin Love looked good in Saturday night's victory over the Grizzlies, accounting for 32 points, 9 of 15 FGs, 8 of 8 FTs, 12 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 blocked shot and 6 three-pointers in just 26 minutes. The Cavs have won 3 of 4, but play Portland on Monday, 29. New York Knicks record, 12-48. The Knicks snapped a demoralizing 18-game home losing streak on Sunday versus San Antonio. Best of all, it was their young guns that lead the way. Dennis Smith Jr. tallied 19 points, 13 assists, and 6 boards. Damian Dotson knocked down 8 triples en route to 27 points. Kevin Knox had a 19-point, 10-rebound double-double. Mitchell Robinson racked up 15 points, 14 boards and 5 blocks. Per Basketball Reference, Robinson joined Patrick Ewing to become just the second rookie in Knicks franchise history with at least 15 points, 14 rebounds and 5 swats in a single game at MSG. 30. Phoenix Suns record, 11-50. The Suns set an unenviable franchise record last season when they lost 15 straight games. Well, they managed to top that number this season, as they have managed to drop 17 consecutive contests. They play the Heat in Miami on Monday night.